Hello, welcome to day 3 in Germany. I slept in kind of late till 10:30 today, and then I got up and started helping everybody clean. I did a lot of picking those little pieces of paper that were everywhere off from the plants and from the grass. We took a little break, had some water, a popsicle, like an ice cream thing, and just kind of hung out for a little bit. Now everybody's kind of taking a nap and getting ready, just kind of recovering from the day before. Yesterday Zara asked if I wanted to go on her horse today, so I think Maya and her are going to go on a long ride, and then I'm going to go for a little walk while they do that, then kind of just go check out their horses. I didn't film a lot because it was just kind of cleaning, so it wasn't super exciting. One thing I thought was really funny is everyone was saying how hot it was, and it was so warm to like be outside doing that work, and it was 67 degrees. They were like, "You've been sitting in the sun for so long," and I was like, "It's really nice out." Like it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit warmer in South Carolina. So it was a fun time to clean. And all the plates, my dad got like he had 2 bulldozers he was using to get rid of all the glass. They had like a vacuum too for getting the paper off, so it didn't take too long. We've had like a restful day. I also noticed, especially with like the cleanup process and the setup process, was how many people were coming and helping them. I know like for a party of this size, for like graduation parties that my family had, like my aunts and uncles, my neighbors were not like coming and helping us set up in the same way. I know it's like a little different because it's a wedding, but there were literally so many people setting up, and even people that came back today to like help clean up. But I also think it's funny, I feel like for American weddings, if it's like your wedding, like you don't have to do like the setup or cleanup. Like for bachelorette parties or for bridal showers, like your maid of honor, your mother organizes them, so like you're not as involved in like the planning and the cleaning up. I think the same Cecilia was saying for birthdays. One of her host brothers had a birthday party, and she said they woke up the next morning and the parents were like, "Oh, like you can't clean it, you have to wait for Albert to get up to help clean up his party," which I think is so funny. I feel like normally you don't clean because it's your birthday. I think that might just be true because of the way the cities or like their living situations organized. Like in the village they have so many neighbors and people so close. I think too, like the collective responsibility for children is kind of evident, and kind of just like everyone was kind of helping take care of everybody's kids and things like that. And like a lot of Maya's relatives and neighbors and family and friends have helped like get her and I to school or back to school and things like that. And they've all been like so ready and willing to do so. I also think that there's something interesting about how matured like the teenagers seem. I think they seem a lot more grown up, from children all the way to like teenagers, than people of the same age in America. And I think that really has to do with like the responsibility given to children. We talked yesterday about the sign in Joycig that was like how parents need to leave their children, the children can make their own way like to the school building. I think like even like Maya's younger siblings are so much more like capable of doing things. And even like there was like a 2-year-old, while I was picking up like the papers and putting them in the bucket, the father was like, "Help her." And she literally sat there for a very long time with like her binky in her mouth, picking up the papers and putting them in the bucket, which was so funny to me. But obviously the kids weren't put like to hard work, but like they all just seem so much more mature. And like the teenagers, I feel like there are many people who are my age that are less mature than these teenagers. So I don't know if that has to do with the culture, or the way that they're raised, but it's just really interesting to think about how different they really seem and how parents don't seem so helicoptery. Like they were playing with the glass with all the broken plates, and I was like worried that they were gonna cut themselves. And it was fine. I'm also eating this chocolate they left me. It's really good. Everything is kind of, the tent's gone, the bounce house is down. Also, so over there is a castle for another village. And you can't see it right now, but I'll show you later, but you can see like Zeitz from their backyard. And like Zara goes to school in Zeitz, and so she was showing me where her like school was, and we could see it. And I was like, that's really crazy. How like the cities like they're so like kind of condensed, like all the houses are here, like in this one area, and then in the next village like all the houses are together. And maybe it's just like right here that I'm seeing that, but like in the US I feel like it's so like broken up. So you can see how spick and span everything is when it was so messy last night.
While everybody was still asleep, I decided to go on a little walk around the village to explore.
I have the urge to run through the field like the Sound of Music. Julie Andrews moment.
The beautiful greenery was contrasted by the amounts of renewable energy present in the landscape.
And there you can see sites. Right there. Good thing my nails are done. I think in America, like, people have renewable energy, like, you see it, but I don't think it's as common. You'll see, like, wind turbines and solar panels, like, so close together, and, like, so many of these houses have solar panels. Was constantly walking on them, I'd break my other arm. The big thing I was interested in this trip was just seeing how sustainability was worked into the everyday lives of people in the area, and I think it's really evident just like through the use of solar panels on so many homes that it's just integrated more into the everyday. I also know that in America, the reason a lot of people don't use solar panels is because of the upfront cost. And so I'm interested to see if the cost is lower or if it's subsidized in some way to make it more affordable, or if it's like encouraged in some way. Also, deposit refund systems, we learned about those in a couple of my different environmental classes, and we actually used it yesterday with, like, if you had like a wine glass, you would get back and you get 50 cents back, or if you had like a beer glass like we did and you gave it to them, then they would use it to give it back so they would get their deposit back. We talked about that in one of my marine science classes, and it was interesting to see that like people actually use it, and I found a way to apply it. We talked a lot in that class about like aluminum cans and like getting your money back from collecting those, but this is on like a much bigger scale and it's less like voluntary. I'm walking on this path and I'm pretty sure it said vehicle free, but if it also said person free, I am sorry. Also, I can see the bounce house.
This is me just spinning in a field.
I think this is parking. I didn't know that neighborhood had parking. That's interesting. We ended up going to see the horses with Zara, but unfortunately one of the horses was really sick, and so the vet came, and he said she's really sick and her owners think that she might die. So we didn't ride any horses. It was really sad to see that, and Zara was upset because it was her horse. But they told me a lot about like the horses and the relationship that they have with them. This is future editing Jenna realizing that she never really ended it, but yeah, so we saw the horses and it was interesting to kind of hear about how the horses and kind of as a part of nature have become integrated, and how many German people, especially German women, ride horses and have close relationships with them. And we went to see the horses again the next day, which was Monday, and discuss options for Maya's horse Lori after the white horse presumably passes away soon. So yeah, that was kind of a sad ending to the day, but yeah, so we'll see what the next day holds. The moon is.